you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and welcome to a Friday edition of TNI News. Now let's start off with some news on the Walmart CollectorCon front. So things kicked off this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, though it was actually, there was a workaround where you could start adding the NECA stuff to your cart and checking out about an hour before the thing officially kicked off. But nevertheless, it seems like everything still remains available for pre-order that went up this morning, including the NECA Turtle 2-packs and the Foot Soldier 2-pack, the Hasbro GIJoe classified figures, the Star Wars and Transformer stuff. All of that seems to be still available. So, in other words, I don't know if less people are buying or Walmart just decided to ship more or stock more or whatever, but things are not selling out quickly like we have seen sometimes in years past. Now, one other set I wanted to let you know about was a WWE 3-pack with The Rock. That went up this morning as well. Again, still available for $67.97. Of course, that's from Mattel. And the WWE Elite WrestleMania 40 Build-A-Figure Nicholas wave also went up on the Walmart website. This is the wave with John Cena, Trish Stratus, which really doesn't look too much like Trish to me, Pat McAfee, and The Rock. And again, all of those, last time I checked, were still available on the Walmart website. Now, speaking of Mattel and WWE, this week we also got the new solicitations and images for upcoming products for October 2023. Not that these products are being released this month, but new products that Mattel revealed. They always reveal a batch of new stuff every month. So this is October's reveals for WWE. So we've got an LWO Elite 5-pack that's going to be offered as Mattel Creations exclusive. This will be going up on November 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So this set is going to include Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, Zelina, Cruz del Toro, and Mr. Wild. And again, this will be available on the Mattel Creations website starting on November 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and the pre-order will run through November 24th. We also got a look at Elite Collection Series 106. So this has the Urso brothers, a character named Sammy. I'm not familiar with that wrestler. Two versions of Paul Bearer. There's the regular version and then the blue Chase version, and Roxanne Perez and Chad Gable. So those are the figures in Series 106 of Elite Collection. We've got WWE Superstars Series 8. These are Walmart exclusives, which includes Hulk Hogan, which has a Chase figure, Andre the Giant, and Doink the Clown. Then we've got the 2024 Basic Top Picks Wave 2, which includes The Rock, Seth Rollins, and Undertaker. Then we've got the Elite Greatest Hits, which look like a reissue figure. So we've got that Scorpion King The Rock figure and Roddy Piper from They Live. We're also in this getting Brutus Barber Beefcake and Seth Rollins, Earthquake, and Typhoon. And again, I believe these are all reissues. And then we're getting a kids line, Knuckle Crunchers Wave 1, which has Roman Reigns, John Cena, The Rock, and Seth Rollins. And then we are also getting a look at the Amazon 2-pack featuring Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels. And no word yet on when that's going to be available on the Amazon website. Now, speaking of Mattel, let's switch over to Masters of the Universe. And this week we got the announcement for the winner of their Origins Eternia's Choice fan poll. So this will be the next crowdsourcing item that Mattel offers on the Mattel Creations website. The one I was hoping for, the Attack Track, did not win, but apparently the winner was the Snake Lair, so another play set. And this, again, will be offered as the next crowdsourcing item on the Mattel Creation website. No word yet on exactly when that will be, but like we saw previously with the new Eternia playset, this is the next one that'll be coming. Now switching over to McFarlane Toys, so going up for pre-order today, we got a new wave of their 6-inch movie Maniacs line. These are all basically based on Warner Brothers movie characters. These, they're called figures, but they're really kind of more like statues. Again, they're about 6 inch. So this wave includes, we're getting Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. We are getting Sheldon as the Flash from The Big Bang Theory. and then we're getting Pennywise from the It movie. So we saw these on display the other week at Toy Fair, and again, these are now available for pre-order. You can get them at places like our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. They're also available on Amazon as well. The second wave of their NFL SportPicks figures have also gone up for pre-order. Right now, they are only available on the McFarlane store website, but I would imagine, like with the first wave, they will eventually be available at other places. But this wave is going to include Josh Allen, Nick Bosa, Tyreek Hill, and Kenny Pickett. And each one, like we saw in the first wave, has a Platinum Edition Chase figure with their alternate jersey. And like I said, these 7-inch figures are currently available for pre-order on the McFarlane store website. Okay, now let's jump into some New York Comic Con news. So I actually did not make it to New York Comic Con this week. I'd planned to go up yesterday, but then something came up last minute and I did not make the trip to New York, unfortunately. However, I will say that there really wasn't a whole lot new there, even less than what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but really even less than what I was expecting. But let's just go over what little new there was to be seen at New York Comic Con this weekend. So from NECA Toys, really the only thing that was new was that Frankenstein table that I talked about the other day. We'd gotten our first look at this from the cover of Toy Collector magazine, and this was in fact on display at Comic-Con. Unfortunately, really haven't gotten any specific details. From here, it doesn't look like it lights up or anything, but again, I'm not entirely sure if that's the case or not. I don't know what the price of this is going to be, but it does look like those antenna rods do glow in the dark at the very least. So that was really about it as far as anything new that we haven't already seen at places like San Diego, Toy Fair, PowerCon, things like that. So NECA really just didn't have a whole lot new at this convention to show off. Now, the other thing I forgot to talk about the other day from NECA is going up on the NECA store this week are new Batarang prop replicas. These are based on the original 60s TV show. So we've got one for Batman himself, and then there's a 2-pack featuring a Batarang with Robin and Batgirl's Batarang. So the Batman one is $30, and the 2-pack with Robin and Batgirls is $45. And again, these are being sold exclusively on the NECA store website, at least exclusively for now. Now, not toy related, but for you Masters of the Universe fans, Netflix this week announced the premiere date for the next season of the Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe animated series. This season it's being called Revolution, and the new season will premiere starting January 25th. So mark your calendars if you're wanting to check that one out. Now jumping over on the Marvel side of things, an image is leaked out for a new Lego set. This is the Avengers Tower. So they've done a smaller version of the Avengers Tower before, but this one is quite big and has a hefty price tag to it. So this one is said to have about 5,201 pieces. The price tag on this one is rumored to be about $525, and it's supposed to be released sometime next month. So we'll probably be getting the official images and details on this set very soon. And then jumping back into some New York Comic Con reveals, so not technically new, we saw this figure on display at Toy Fair, but it's the Diamond Select Toys Archangel Marvel Select figure. And what's new about this image is we're getting a look at that Warren Worthington head with the blonde hair. So at Toy Fair, we just saw the regular Archangel head, and now we're getting a look at one of the alternate heads. So we get 3 different head sculpts with this one, it looks like. I suspect this one is going to be going up for pre-order later this month, likely on October 20th. And then, of course, as I've mentioned before, Hasbro was on hand at the Marvel booth this weekend showing off their Giant Man figures. So no new revelations, no surprise additions, at least nothing that they've announced at this point. They've just been showing off the figure. These images come via Preternia, so thanks to him for taking these. Again, on display at the Marvel booth. So right now, this campaign continues to kind of move along at a very slow pace. It's picked up a little bit. In the last 29 hours, it picked up about 91 new subscribers. So, you know, since New York Comic Con kicked off yesterday morning. But still, as I'm filming this, we're sitting at 5,781 with just under 10 days to go, or just over 10 days to go. So, we'll see how it does over the course of the weekend. And then, of course, next week will be the last week for this campaign. And to me, it really continues to look like it's going to be iffy on whether this one actually gets backed or not. But, we'll just have to see whether, I know a lot of people are thinking this thing's just going to get like a huge 3,000 or 4,000 boost in the last few days. And I won't say that's impossible. But again, I definitely am not feeling it with this one at this time. Hasbro also yesterday teased that they were going to be announcing something for Ghostbusters today. And of course, they waited all day to put the announcement out. However, it wasn't really an announcement other than to officially, I guess, announce their 1027 event this year. It's a live stream that they say are for premium members, even though folks will be able to, everyone will be able to watch it. So I definitely wouldn't recommend that you pay $50 to watch their premium 1027 event. But some items will be going up for pre-order for Hasbro on the 30th. There'll be Marvel Legends going up for pre-order on the 31st, something for GIJoe. There'll be pre-orders basically from 1027 through October 31st. Various Hasbro pre-orders, those popped up the other day on the Entertainment Earth drop page. So we kind of had an inkling that the 1027 event was going to be taking place, but now it's been officially announced. As far as Ghostbusters go, there was nothing officially announced today. They teased that something big was going to be coming during the 1027 event. So whatever they're doing for Ghostbusters, and it's probably going to be another HasLab campaign. The Marvel Legend one will be over by then, so probably another prop replica for Ghostbusters, I'm guessing, will be going up during the 1027 event. But today they actually revealed nothing. They just showed us this 5-minute thing that, it's kind of like I watched this and now I can't get those 5 minutes back. But nevertheless, 1027 event from Hasbro. So, and we will be seeing reveals, at that, basically we see 1 or 2 new items revealed for each of the brands. And again, it sounds like Ghostbusters is going to get another HasLab. And again, I'm guessing probably something prop replica related. And then the final news I have for you today is on the GIJoe front, mostly regarding Super 7. But before I get into the Super 7 stuff, I also just wanted to let you know that Hasbro has confirmed that there will be a GIJoe classified Alpine figure coming in 2024. They announced this during the Super 7 panel that took place today at New York Comic Con. So no real GIJoe classified reveals or anything other than just announcing that Alpine would be coming to the line sometime next year. Okay, now let's get into the final bit of news of the day, and probably the biggest reveal at New York Comic Con was from Super 7, and it is in regards to that ReAction Cobra Mothership. So obviously we had been getting looks at this over the last several weeks. They had it on display at Toy Fair, at least the outside of it. We finally have gotten a good look at the inside of this vehicle. Again, thanks to Preturnia for these images. And we have the official details. So as suspected, this is being offered as a crowdsourcing item. It is currently available on the Super 7 website. The campaign launched yesterday. The price is pretty hefty on this one. It is $495, so practically $500 for this one. Again, it is for the ReAction line, 3 3/4-inch figures. That's what it's scaling for, not 6-inch or 7-inch figures. The campaign is going to run for 60 days, so it's got a long ways to go, and the minimum funding goal on this one is 4,000 backers. Now, as I'm filming this, and this is the second day of the campaign, it currently only has 224 backers, so it certainly hasn't been like, the backers haven't been flocking to this in huge numbers. Again, it's got basically just under 60 days to go before the campaign ends, but this one definitely looks like one that, if it does get funded, is going to take most of that time. I think between that hefty price tag, and then just the scale, I just don't think that many people collect the 3 3/4-inch stuff anymore. I know there are still 3 3/4-inch collectors out there, but I think many GIJoe folks have switched over to 6-inch with the classified stuff. There's kind of a pattern with Super 7. Hasbro tried to relaunch their retro 3 3/4-inch O-ring GIJoe figures. They gave us the Sky Striker. That campaign was successful, but the figures that they sold through Hasbro Pulse didn't seem to take off, so they seemed to just kind of end that. Now Super 7 seems to be taking over. And in fact, Super 7, besides the Mothership, is also going to start doing for their ReAction line O-ring based figures. So 3 3/4-inch O-ring type figures will be coming from Super 7. They've started off with a 5-pack of Cobra soldiers to go along with the Mothership. So that's going to cost you $75. There is a ReAction version without the O-ring, and then there's an O-ring version of the 5-pack. So if you prefer the non-O-ring figures, you can still get that. But again, both of those are available on the Super 7 website now. And it just seems like Super 7 is trying to take over the 3 3/4 inch stuff for GIJoe. Same thing like we've been seeing with Power Rangers. Hasbro seems to have kind of just moved away from doing Power Rangers. Doesn't seem like we're getting much in the way of Lightning Collection, and have just kind of handed things off to Super 7 with their Ultimates line. So, I don't know. We might start calling Super 7 the mini Hasbro or something. But nevertheless, if the Mothership is something you want, it does have lights. I mean, it looks cool to me. I mean, it looks really cool. But just with that price tag, I was thinking when they first announced this, if they could keep it in the $300 range, then I think it would be pretty popular. If they went over 300, and I was thinking, maybe it would be 400. So even Super 7's not known for low prices, obviously, but 500 I was pretty surprised and kind of taken aback with. So we'll have to see if it funds. Again, it's definitely pretty cool looking. It's said to be about 32 inches in diameter. Of course, again, you lift off the top, and then you've got all the rooms and stuff. You've got that globe, like we saw. I mean, this ship basically, I believe, only appeared in the opening credit, whatever you want, not really credits, but the opening starting of one of the later seasons of GIJoe. I don't even remember this ship actually being used in any of the episodes. It was just in that opening sequence for, I want to say, like season 2 of the cartoon. But it was cool, even back then, and it's cool that, Super 7's doing it. I just, again, with that really hefty price tag, I mean, everybody's doing these large crowdsourcing items. It's just, I've talked about this on social media with folks. It's just like, it's getting to be too much. Mattel's getting ready to do another Masters of the Universe one. They just had the WWE one earlier this year, which that one, of course, failed. Super 7 just had their Thundercats Cat Slayer, which that one was a success. But now we've got this Cobra ship. Hasbro's done one for Star Wars, GIJoe, Transformers already this year, and of course they've got the Marvel Legend one going right now, which seems to be struggling. So I really feel like these companies, and NECA, even though not going the crowdsourcing route, has done large items like the sewer layer for $300, the diorama sewer layer for $300 and stuff. So I really think collectors and their wallets, while many collectors have a lot of disposable income, they are starting to stretch things thin. And then, of course, the other big issue with these huge giant items is just space in general. People just don't have room to display all these different huge items. Unless you live in a mansion or something, or unless you dedicate your entire home to displaying toys, it's really getting to the point where I think people are just running out of space. So I feel like the more these companies keep trying to turn these things out, the harder they're going to have getting them funded or having good sales with them or what have you. But, so maybe they should think about slowing them down. When it comes to Hasbro, I really, my suggestion, and I've said this before, they should maybe do 1 or 2 HasLabs at most a year and then alternate between brands. Don't try and do one for every brand every year. I just think that's too much. But, will they listen to me? I doubt it, but that's my advice. And if you want this Cobra Mothership, again, it's cool looking. If you're still collecting the 3 3/4 inch stuff, then this is something you may want to check out. Again, it does have that hefty price tag of almost $500, but again, you might want to check it out. So that's it for today. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about down in the comment section below. Like this video if you're so inclined. Please think about subscribing if you're new to the channel and hitting the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. As always, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great weekend, and until next time, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News Message Boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.